Good morning and welcome. It's Good Morning Anambra Monday episode, and we're so delighted to be here this morning. How was your weekend? Hope very fine. All right, we're here and we're grateful to be counted amongst the living today. Now, it's Good Morning Anambra show, and we are taking off with the press review. All right, it's the 19th day of September 2022, and you're welcome to the press review. My name is Nonya Ngokoye, and two public affairs analysts have joined us in the studio to look at what the papers are saying today. And of course, we take a look at some stories making the headlines on ABS website. And let me quickly intimate you on the rules of the game. It's audience participatory. That's why you can see a phone number on your screen. When the time comes, you can call us and make your own input or let us know your opinion on any issue raised here on the press review. Joining me this morning is Chuka Uzezie and Mbechi Emmanuel Igwebike. Good to have you in the studio, gentlemen.
Good morning, Noye, and welcome, viewers.
You're welcome, Mbechi.
Good morning. Good morning, Anambra. Good morning, Noye, and thank you.
All right, we take off now with looking at stories making the headlines on ABS website. Soludo scales up tempo of infrastructural development in Anambra, commences mass road construction. Anambra state government bans wearing of mini-length uniforms in schools. Mrs. Soludo optimistic Anambra fashion show will discover talents to expand state fashion industry. All right, Uzezie, let me start with you.
I think everybody in Anambra State will be very happy about the road construction coming up. We've had it so bad for a long time, and good enough, everybody had been expecting this, and not waiting till maybe the cold dry season before everywhere is filled with dust and or whatnot. And if you will notice what happened in the past 16 years in the state, the more you have infrastructure such as road, the more you have, repatriation of funds or investment from either Igbos in diaspora and others who are elsewhere in Nigeria. Many people may have the wherewithal to do one or two projects in their villages, but because of the nature of the road, might not be able to, do that. So that will speed up the economic growth that everybody yearns for in the state. So kudos to the governor, and we urge him and support him to sustain the tempo, not just for this period, but all through his leadership period, so that Anambra State will surely, occupy his rightful place in the committee of states within our polity.
All right, that's great. Let's see. On Saturday, all roads led to Oka, where they have the Anambra Fashion Show. And the wife of the governor is expressing, is being optimistic, actually, that this is going to enable them discover more talent to expand the state fashion industry. All right, let's shoot. Mbechi.
Good morning. It's very good that Anambra is flagging off. Anambra has flagged off on Saturday. Anambra Africa, Oma Africa Design and Fashion Show. This is a very good thing happening in Anambra. There's a lot of talents here in Anambra, and we have a lot of things. Our homemade is giving us a very good edge to other states, that if we make use of what we have here, we'll see ourselves tomorrow in a very different level in Nigeria.
Okay, I think I want to add something to that.
Okay.
In this period where there's a dearth of job or white-collar jobs opportunities for graduates, I want also to encourage youths, both male and female. Fashion is not reserved for maybe when we were growing up, we think fashion is all women or ladies affair. But right now, you find out that we have fashion in so many ways.
We saw young men
yes,
on the walkway on Saturday.
I'm happy. In fact, I have seen many students, many graduates who have passed through me, who are setting up fashion shops around Oka and around the country. So, and I tell you one thing, of a truth, I am somebody who patronizes locally made wares, even if it's not completely made in the country, but finished, customized, because the best fit for every individual is customized. So there's opportunity. They're not just in the fashion. So I also enjoin the wife of our amiable governor to please look into other areas to encourage our teeming youths to put their energy. I think this will, move us towards the productivity we want, that will help us come out of the, economic doldrums.
All right, quickly, the first paper for review this morning, the Daily Sun newspaper. Let's see stories making the headlines on the Daily Sun newspaper. On the banner headline, the APC under pressure over campaign cancel as Wike considers options. With riders there, ruling parties neck yet to ratify Tinubu's list. Aggrieved former presidential aspirant keeps mum. 2 dead, several injured as building collapses in Uyo presidency. North-South zoning against federal character. Iwanya was speaking. 2023 budget, 11.03 trillion naira deficit rattles Senate. With rider there, lawmakers may tinker with tax customs laws. COVID-19, Catholic Church resumes handshake during Mass. Niger Delta stakeholders caution Buhari on feared plans to scrap amnesty program. Lassa fever, death toll hits 171 as NCDC confirms 8 new infections. Buhari, Okonjo-Iweala, Dangote, Gates, Zuckerberg speak at Nigeria's investment forum in New York. 7 million Nigerians sue INEC for over failure to allow them complete voter registration. APC campaign council names the Yahaya Bello youth coordinator. Linking Obi with IPOB, laughable. That's coming from Labour Party. All right, a lot of stories on the front of this paper. Mechi, let's start with you.
Let me start with the APC under pressure over Wike. APC shouldn't be pressured because if they want Wike, they should go ahead and negotiate with him and do everything possible. As the crisis of the PDP is ongoing now, Wike is aggrieved and is seeking that they should give a vote of confidence to the PDP chairman, the new PDP chairman, Ayu, and also to dissolve the new National Council, National Working Committee. If the APC want Wike, this is the opportunity for them to go to him and negotiate and have him around their party, as if they know, or if they know Wike has something to offer to the table. That is my contribution. And again, in this 2023 election, Nigeria or APC pointing at P2B, linking him with IPOB is just a laughable matter, because P2B is a candidate of the Labour Party. I don't know why our people don't like marketing their candidate instead of leveling or trying to condemn other people's candidates. P2B is the choice of the youth, and the youth are doing everything to take back their country. It shouldn't be tagged as IPOB sponsor or anything, because the youth wants him. The youth needs to restructure Nigeria. It's not a matter of the party or anything. People are now wise. They want to vote candidates.
Okay. Now, can we look at this issue of 7 million Nigerians suing INEC over failure to allow them complete voter registration? Because I think it was on Saturday, I was listening to a program where some people are saying that INEC said they're going to clean their system, that there are some registrations, that double registrations, there are some that did not register very well, and so many issues coming out at this point in time. What do you think of this?
Okay. On many a fora, I've made my own opinion clear that INEC, from the inception of this voter registration process, is suspect. You see, when you want something to succeed, not only will you try everything possible to make it succeed, but will be seen by every participant to be doing so. You see, Nigerians, not everybody is literate enough to conform to the expectations of INEC for this registration. And hence they've digitized. There are a lot of things, parameters already there, platforms, infrastructure already there in the society that can hasten and make this process faster. You can bear with me that if you want an ATM card from any bank, that in less than 15 minutes you've processed that and you've gotten that. And this is a card that have more security than the purported voter's card. Okay, just some few months ago, the government did something about linking NIN, that's a national identity number, with what's it called, phone numbers. Okay, also banks have also linked BVNs with account numbers. All these things are mopping up multiple, duplicity of identity, and these things are already there. Now, almost every person with a GSM line have an NIN. Why can this is a government agency, why can't they have an intergovernment agency PALI where they link and synchronize their data? And based on that, make it easy for people to just complete their registration or move their place, domicile their voting point. So I don't think, now look at the time we still have towards the election. Why have they stopped voters registration? It's supposed to be ongoing. I don't think it's difficult for INEC to even stop registration 1 week to the actual deadline.
Hello. All right, in case you want to join us in the conversation, there's a phone line on your screen. When you call, please move away from your TV set or you tune it down completely so we can communicate effectively here. You can see the one we just picked, there's a hallback. It's because the person had to leave the television on, maybe listening to the television and listening to what we are saying at the same time. It doesn't work like that. All right, you're still saying something, Zizi?
What I'm saying is this. People are definitely agreed. And now, how can INEC start crying foul even before the registration process is over?
All right, let's see this here. Hello. Okay, the call has
They've
ended.
not completed it. So I think if they want to do it right, they should be doing everything possible. If they don't have the core staff to handle this process, they should engage other, firms that have the capacity.
Hello. Good morning. Your name and your location, please.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Mr. Okonkwo from Omo on the line.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm happy to see the people there in the studio this morning. I want to thank you for this program, especially my brother that made it to be there, Emmanuel Umbeshi.
Thank you.
Please, thank you very much. I want to add something to what the President John Smith now said about Nigeria politics, which is all about sincerity. We need to be sincere if you want to do 2023 election, go scot-free. The issue of double registration, I don't think it has much hardship in
Thank you.
And there is something in legislation that is very clear. If you're a politician and you need somebody to be part of you can easily approach the person than being or blackmailing somebody that is campaigning for his or her own candidate. I believe Nigeria needs reformation, which we youth are part of.
Thank
so
you.
I believe in youth emancipation and the participation. There will be nothing like intimidation by special grace of God in this election in Nigeria wants to be sincere.
Thank you.
I remember from Omo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. And now, please, if you're calling us, go straight to the point because others are waiting to also make their own inputs. All right,
okay, I want to add something to what you just said about Nigerian people or Nigerian lawyers suing suing the INEC over incomplete registration.
7 million Nigerians suing the INEC.
In this concluded voters registration, about 10,887, 972 Nigerians registered online, waiting to complete their registration in a physical INEC center. But in any INEC center or in some areas of the INEC center, if you go there from morning till afternoon, you will not see any staff. They cannot even register you. Most of them are still there. About 7,000 among the 10,000 that registered online are still not registered.
Okay, I think this is a very big topic for another day because the other day we saw some cats that were dumped at the roadside and all whatnot. A lot of stories, you know, and some cats that have not been claimed by Nigerians that own it. We have a lot of stories around the INEC registration. But let's see who is here.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, what's your name?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Miriam also coming from Benue State.
You're welcome, Miriam. Go ahead.
All right. The question I have for INEC is, who bewitched them or are they right? Let them be sincere with themselves. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much, Marianne. Let's quickly move on to the next paper now. The New National Star newspaper. Let's see stories on the New National Star. 19 killed, 8 injured in FCT auto crash. With a rider there, police record 22 deaths from both accidents in Jigawa. We don't have confidence in Professor Yakubu-led INEC. That's coming from Ohaneze Ndibo. PDP slams Uzodimma as Imo debt hit 210 billion naira. Lagos APC PDP in war of words over auctioned 134 traffic offenders vehicles. Soludo bans miniskirts in Anambra schools. Masqueraders flog church worshippers in Plateau. And Southwest PDP tackles Makinde, passes vote of confidence in IU. And okay, that's just the much on in front of the New National Star newspaper. Who's this here? Which one are you taking?
I want to look at the issue of impounding vehicle of traffic offenders and selling it. You know, this is government behaving like a tout. Government and government agencies. In fact, if it were to be maybe imported or smuggled in, you know, vehicles, no problem. But a traffic offender, I think fines should take care of this. Punitive fines. But selling these vehicles at what cost or price? To who? To whom? Because if you investigate these sales, you might find out that an agency of government impounded these vehicles, sold the vehicles to themselves and their cronies. And that is what I'm seeing there. Because impose the fine. How much did you realize from the sales? Why not impose it at a fine and see if the person can still take it? So these are the things. So I think if this is, you know, premised on a law, state law or federal law, that law should be revisited. And if it is outside the law, then I think those people should have a recourse to a competent law, law court, and then, seek a redress. I don't think government should behave like, a government agency behave in a manner that even the people will lose confidence in the fairness and, justice of
and you needed
such
to see where men and women were actually weeping, wailing, and pleading for their cars to be returned. Some said a car of 1 million auctioned at 40,000.
To whom? That's what I'm saying. So to whom?
The same thing he said. If I am to add to what he just said, a woman and his son is crying over their cars which have been impounded. And this car, which the son is driving, was impounded by the government and sold 450,000 to another person. And the guy, the person have already served the terms of the 6 months terms. He have already served it in the prison where they have sent him, and they still auction the vehicle at 450. Is that not
is a rascality on the part of government or a government agency or government user. So I think they should have a recourse to.
There's government in Lagos State that should look into it.
They should revise that law. I don't know how to put it. Is undemocratic law.
All right, let's move on now. The Punch newspaper. Let's see stories on the Punch. We'll still get there. Our time is fast spent. The Punch. On the Punch, tax relief and concessions. FG grants 16 trillion naira waiver to Dangote, Honeywell, others. We tried as their duty waivers, tax reliefs good for economy, but discriminatory. Economists slam federal government. South Africa earned $107 billion tax revenue in 2021. Nigeria $15 billion behind Kenya and Angola. We also have revenue slumps as debt servicing gulps 6.16 trillion naira in 16 months, says DMO report. And FG secures pipelines with 12 billion naira, pays IOCs $4 billion. PDP crisis worsens, BOT meets autumn Fintiri today. Students to ground Lagos airport. Police threaten showdown. Atiku Kwankwaso have no street credibility, Keyamo talking. Nigeria's oil production crashes to 900,000 billion per barrel. And 24 Sue INEC alleges 7 million voters unregistered. And we can see the carnage in front of the paper where 22 people were killed in Abuja, Lagos, Ogun crashes, 12 hospitalized. All right, Mbechi.
In this paper, I can only say something about what I have previously said on the PDP crisis, which I'm seeing on the paper. The PDP, they have their party. They should resolve whatever problem they are having there. They should resolve it within themselves. Wike, if no more interested in the party, he should join another party or join any person, anybody, any candidate he wish to join. That is not my contribution on this paper.
Okay.
I want to say something about
tax relief.
Tax relief.
Okay.
Okay. Government is granting over 16
trillion naira waiver
to selected few industrialists. And a paper we just reviewed, the same government is a reporter, or the Senate was surprised at over 11 billion naira deficit in the budget of next year, and they were recommending that we have tax reviews and other internal revenue that's taxing other members of the society, taxing the masses. Why a waiver is to be given to a few selected cronies, not even industrialists, because we know the names, they've been constant in such a government like this. So, you see, I don't know the kind of kangaroo economics being applied by this particular set of leadership we have at the center. You want to give waiver, why not
throw it open to everybody within the same industry. Why the dollar regime, they dualize the dollar rate they introduced initially? Why certain industrialists benefit from, you know, a different...
All right, let's see who is here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location, please.
This is Charles from Kaduna.
You're welcome, Charles.
Yes. I want to talk about this PDP matter.
Go ahead.
You know, I want to, if Wike can hear me, the real problem we have in this country is APC. They have seen the kind of wickedness that they are doing to our brothers in Lagos. I will plead with them. I will plead with PDP members to join forces with other good people in this country to remove APC. All they are doing, they are just trying to distract the people from removing them from power. But that's the fact. I'm a politician, and I've been in politics since 1979. So these people, all this gang up they are doing is just to distract the PDP or Labour Party for removing them. So people like we should understand the dynamics of politics. It's just fix all this new innovation that is. They don't want to get out of power. And look at the cost that we are inside. So that's my own contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that, your contribution. We move on now to the Nation newspaper. We take two papers at a time, the Nation and the Daily Trust newspaper for want of time. Strike, reps asked to meet over face-off with government tomorrow. We have right there, union asked to submit written presentation, case against teachers for hearing today. And the stock market's new rule threatens investors' 1 trillion naira funds. We also have all aspirants to a laughing stool qualified, says Oyomesi. Buhari in U.S. for United Nations General Assembly. Osun Poll, Adeleke admits to over voting in 6 polling units. And why Nigerians in diaspora must mobilize for Tinubu. And we can see the picture, world leaders to attend Queen Elizabeth's funeral, which will take place today. That's the pictures in front of the Nation newspaper. Quickly, let's move to the Daily Trust now. How bandit leader Tuji escaped NAF bombings with right there, 12 buried, fighters, women, kids affected, residents in panic over possible reprisal, and will sustain the tempo. That's coming from the military. 19 killed in FCT road crash. Masquerades invade Plateau Church, flog pastor worshippers. Daily Trust launches online shopping hub. And there are a lot of other stories there. All right, let's begin from the Nation newspaper on ASU strike. This case has lingered more than necessary.
Thank you. Thank you so much. If I am to say so much that the federal government knows what to do. From what my colleague is saying now, he's saying that federal government, from what we read in the previous newspaper, federal government is granting a waiver to a particular group of people or a particular person in trillions, in money running into trillions, while the ASU is demanding for just few trillion. How much is ASU demanding? Then does it mean that the federal government cannot do anything, which we know that we have some people, industrialists, companies that is already remitting the money into government? Why not sort the issue of ASU? They cannot do it because most of their children are studying abroad. They don't have hand in ASU. They don't have anything itching them. In Nigeria, okay, look at the people. So some of the people who are studying in most of the universities, some people who are master students, as long as the strike is going, whenever they resume, even if it's 2, 3 years, 4 years, the university will still charge you
the school fees. You still pay the school fees for the period of time
you were not in school.
It's a very bad thing that we are seeing in Nigeria.
All right. We saw in the other paper that students are planning to besiege airports. Is it to prevent their children from going out to study or something?
It is the right decision by the students. In fact, they should not relent in troubling the source of their
problems. Yes. I encourage the students to make their voice heard in whatever possible way. I think we are besaddled with rulers, not leaders, who are insensitive to the consequences of their actions and inactions. So I think every Nigerian should come on board in bringing this government to book.
All right, let's see. Hello. All right, I said earlier that if you want to call us, you can tune down the volume of your television set, or you move away from there completely and then call so we can get to talk effectively. Now, let's see this story on how bandit leader Toji escaped NAF bombings. With the residents of the area are afraid of reprisal attacks. And of course, the army is assuring that they are going to sustain the temple. Okay, before we look at that, let's see who is here. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location, please.
I am IK from Enugu State. This is a local government.
You're welcome, IK. Go ahead.
All right. From the news I had this morning on our television, issue of some illegal flagging the roads.
Okay.
Please, I wanted to ask something there.
Go ahead.
As the young man wanted to, do the road in Anambra State. Please, let anyone that he will do the solid. Not like the other ones that has no time and everything comes first. That is my advice.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I hope the authorities are listening to take your suggestions. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go on. I don't know. You look at the issue of the residents of the area where they say they are afraid of reprisal attack, and the army is giving them assurance that they're going to sustain the temple.
You see, if we tell ourselves the truth in this country, only few Nigerians will trust any security apparatus in Nigeria. Only very few. Many people, many individuals have resorted to self-help. Many times there have been reports of complicity from within the security agencies in compromising the strategy for combating this insurgency. And at that, you find out that most of the news we get are regulated, stories that might be very far from the very facts on ground. And at that, we've seen instances where citizens in their domain were being dealt by the bandits and the terrorists. And after that, the people in military uniform will come again and finish them off. And then you start hearing all manner of stories. So I think the issue of citizens compromising information that will lead to the actual arrest of these bandits is not there, because we believe that all the information they needed to arrest this terrorism is at their beck and call. It is only their lack of willingness to put it to action for some reasons not known to the masses.
All right, quickly, let's look at This Day and The Guardian newspaper. Udom Emmanuel, Tambuwal moved to resolve PDP. That's on This Day newspaper. We try that the National Working Committee begins reconciliatory talks. Meti Bazu Makinde Ugwanyi and Bode George denies ambition to succeed Ayu. We can also see Nance vows to ground airports over ASU strike. CBN, more commodities now being captured to earn $200 billion forex from non-oil exports. We can see in front of that paper seeking FDI for Kano. These are, okay, let's just leave it at that and move on to the Guardian newspaper. World stands still today for historic Queen's funeral. Kogi Governor Bello appointed National Youth Coordinator of Tinubu Shetima campaign. Last mile infrastructure stalls a $3 billion submarine cable investment, And we can say Nigerians sue INEC over voter registration. No monkeypox vaccines in Nigeria, says NCDC. Expert chart path to single-digit inflation. Now Fitch upgrades First Bank's ratings to be an improved asset quality. And we can see from the pictures in front of the paper, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo signing the condolence register at Queen Elizabeth II in London ahead of the funeral at Lancaster House. Okay, that's yesterday, ahead of today's funeral in London. Okay, quickly, let's look at these stories in front of the Guardian newspaper.
Okay, I want to say something about the late monarch's funeral going on today. Although for the past week I've seen instances where individuals, especially from the southeastern part of the country and Nigeria generally, are not so, bemused about this upcoming funeral, citing that the Queen is responsible for whatever that went wrong with the country, Nigeria. Well, I may not really align with such sentiments. That is that. And I join people of goodwill all over the world to commiserate with the family and the people of United Kingdom on the demise of their monarch. And then also, the only place I will, realign with people over here in Nigeria, some people over here in Nigeria, is if there are areas where the government of UK and the monarchy are still participating or are still involved, whether overtly or covertly, in some of the wronggoings in the politics of Africa and Nigeria especially, I think they should, stop now so that in future they won't give people over here reasons to be happy with anything going wrong within their own economy. I think that's where I leave it.
I think that's the much you can take. Our time is fast spent here, and would like to appreciate you to the gentleman in the studio, Choka Uzezie. Thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you also Mbechi Emmanuel Ibebike for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's just about it on the press review for now. Thank you so much for being here. We have more coming up on Good Morning Anambra. Do stay.